On a day when parts of mainland Europe are bracing for 36 degrees Celsius, the far north of the UK is holding at just 14. That 22-degree difference is not a model error, it is the entire story of Sunday the 16th of August, 2026. BBC Radio Shetland says temperatures will peak at 14 Celsius, with westerly to northwesterly winds at force 3 to 4. The day begins cloudy with showers, and while there are signs it will turn brighter later, the air is coming from the Atlantic, not from the hot continental south. For anyone expecting a late summer scorcher, this is a reality check. The UK is sitting on the cool side of a sharp temperature boundary, and that boundary is dictating where you will need a raincoat, where you might get a decent afternoon, and why travel plans need extra thought. To understand why today feels so different, look at what the wider atmosphere has just done. Only days ago, the UK Met Office was watching temperatures begin to rise from Tuesday, with parts of Europe potentially reaching 36 degrees. That heat was real, but it has not translated into a sunny UK Sunday. Instead, the flow has shifted. The same North Atlantic pattern that gives Shetland its force 3 to 4 westerly winds is pushing showery, cooler air across the country. The RAC noted that England's average temperature recently reached 17.1 degrees, nearly 3 above normal, and higher than the previous June record set in 2025. That matters because it means the baseline has been unusually warm. When the temperature drops back to 14 in the north, it feels like a much sharper shock than the raw number suggests. This is not a dramatic storm, it is a pattern change. The hot ridge has moved east, and the UK is now open to the Atlantic. The direct impact today is transport. Wet roads after a dry spell are always high risk, because oil and dust rise to the surface and make braking distances longer. With westerly to northwesterly winds, high-sided vehicles on exposed routes need to be ready for sudden gusts, especially on bridges and coastal roads. In Shetland, force 3 to 4 is not gale force, but it is enough to make ferry crossings bumpy and to push spray over causeways. For drivers, the RAC's longer-term advice is to slow down in rain and use headlights, not just daytime running lights, because visibility drops quickly in shower clouds. Rail passengers should not expect major storm disruption, but there may be local delays from slippery rails after showers. The key point is that conditions are not extreme, they are quietly difficult. That is exactly when travel mistakes happen. Today is not just a weather story, it is a calendar story. August weekends are packed. In London, the weekend is at Wembley Stadium, and stadium queues do not mix well with showers and a cool evening. If you are heading there, the afternoon may improve in the south, but you will still be coming home in temperatures well below what the recent continental heat suggested. At outdoor events further west, the shower risk is higher, and in the north it is cool enough that a light jacket is not optional. That is the practical translation of 14 degrees plus wind. It means layers, a waterproof, and backup plans for outdoor stages. The morning cloud and showers could also delay setting up, but the brighter trend hinted at by BBC Shetland may rescue parts of the afternoon. Do not trust the first 2 hours to define the day. The UKV model chart for 3 p.m. on Sunday shows something important: maximum temperatures are not evenly distributed. The northwest is cool, the far north is cold by August standards, and any warmth is muted. The westerly to northwesterly wind direction means western coasts catch the showers first, while eastern and southeastern parts have a better chance of drier and brighter slots. That is standard British geography, but today the temperature gradient is unusually sharp. A 14-degree Shetland peak compared with even a modest southern high is a big contrast, and it is the result of the polar side of the jet stream sitting close to northern Scotland. In practical terms, if you are in Inverness or Aberdeen, plan for cool air and passing showers. If you are in London or Brighton, you may get a usable afternoon, but still below the heat levels people were talking about earlier in the week. The north-south split is the headline. Health-wise, this is the kind of day that catches people out. When you hear August, you think heat stroke, sun cream and dehydration. But 14 degrees with wind chill feels closer to spring or autumn, especially if you are wet from a shower. The risk today is not overheating, it is exposure and poor clothing choices. After a record warm start to summer, many people have mentally shifted into lightweight clothes. A sudden cool, showery day can lead to chills, stiff muscles and reduced enjoyment at outdoor events. The wind is only force 3 to 4, but at 14 degrees it strips body heat quickly, particularly on exposed hills or by the sea. The advice is simple: carry a layer, keep a waterproof handy, and do not let the date fool you. Sunburn is still possible during brighter spells, but the main comfort threat today is the cool Atlantic air, not the sun. Looking ahead, the pattern stays unsettled but not dramatic. Sunday evening keeps the northwesterly flow, so showers will fade in some east and south areas but linger over north and west coasts. Overnight, temperatures will drop back further, and with clear spells in the south there could be a fresh feel by Monday morning. The Met Office signal for the week ahead remains cooler than the recent heat, with further pulses of Atlantic cloud and rain. The 36-degree heat is close by over the continent, but the UK is on the wrong side of that boundary for now. For Monday, expect a similar theme: bright or showery intervals, windy at times in the north, and no return to widespread heat. That is useful for planning, because it means this is not a one-day blip. The cooler, more mobile pattern is likely to hold for at least the next couple of days. So the takeaway is this: Sunday the 16th of August, 2026 is not defined by a storm, a heat wave or a named alert. It is defined by a sharp reminder that the UK sits between two weather worlds: European heat to the southeast and Atlantic cool to the northwest. Shetland's 14-degree peak is the warning. It tells you the hot pattern has retreated, the wind has swung, and travel and outdoor plans need to respect a cooler, showery day. Drivers should slow down on wet roads, eventgoers should layer up, and anyone waiting for late summer heat will need to look beyond today. Watch the cloud breaks in the east and south, keep an eye on the western showers, and treat this Sunday as a transition day, not a beach day. If you found this useful, check the Monday outlook before you set off.